I'm going to have my say today on behalf of the Australian people, and you're only doing it all the time just to run down the time, through you, the Chair, because Senator McKim doesn't want me to get my message out to the Australian people.
If you're loving these raw, unfiltered dives into the heart of Australian politics and the voices that shake up the status quo, hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications so you never miss a beat. Join our community of true
government silence. Watch the clash unfold.
I seek leave to make a 5-minute statement in response to Senator Faruqi's motion from Monday the 1st of September regarding social cohesion.
Is leave granted? Leave is not granted, Senator Hanson.
Pursuant to contingent notice standing in my name, I move that so much of the standing orders be suspended as would prevent me from making a statement, because I was on the Speaker's list yesterday, but I was blocked and denied the right to speak. On Sunday, One Nation senators and the member for Kennedy were the only members in this parliament who defied the far left and the mainstream media to stand with many thousands of Australians protesting mass migration. Yesterday, the hateful Greens tried to force the Senate to condemn these everyday Australians for marching under their national flag.
Resume your seat, please. On a point of order, Senator McKim.
Thanks very much, Acting Deputy President. The point of order is relevant. Senator Faruqi needs to mount an argument as to why standing orders should be suspended. That is the motion she has put, and in fact she is not mounting that kind of an argument. She's engaging in a political attack which is not relevant to the question before the Chair.
McKim, these speeches are always wide-ranging, but I will give Senator Hanson the opportunity to continue and monitor. Senator Hanson.
Thank you very much. Yes, wanting to shut down the voice for Australians because the thousands of Australians that were in unison together to stand up for their flag, their country, and against mass migration. And the motion that was moved yesterday was disgraceful. They claimed these Australians were led by neo-Nazis and far-right extremists. They claimed these peaceful demonstrations were rampages and even claimed that the country will never be safe unless these everyday, normal, ordinary Australians were forced forever silence. I don't think anything illustrates their hypocrisy and ignorance of the hateful Greens better than their motion. They fall over themselves to encourage and attend protests in support of Middle Eastern terrorism.
Senator Hanson, I will ask you to resume your seat. Senator McKim on a point of order.
Thank you. A point of order on two matters. Firstly, once again, on relevance. Senator Hanson is not addressing urgency and whether or not the standing orders should be suspended. Secondly, Standing Order 193.3, which prevents personal reflection on other members of this chamber. Senator Hanson is clearly in breach of that standing order.
Senator McKim, just to address your point of order, I don't see a problem, but what I will do is consult the clerk. Thank you. Senator Hanson, you do have the call, but I would just let you know that if we dig a bit deeper and reflect on senators, then I will have to address that. Senator Hanson.
Thank you very much, but I never named anyone.
No, you
didn't. See, the whole fact is, it hurts when, you actually call them out. And reflecting on the last comments, Senator McKim was quite happy to have, the Greens are constantly having to go at One Nation all the time. But the whole fact is they're very concerned about this. They're delighted to join calls for the destruction of Israel. They deliberately ignore how these ugly, violent protests target Jewish Australians and have led directly to rising anti-Semitism in the country. And that's because they're supporting this disgusting agenda. When Australians exercise their rights to express their opposition to the Greens' radical far-left agenda, as they did yesterday, the Greens play the victim. It's because the Greens despise the very freedoms that Australians exercised on Sunday and want those freedoms taken away from the Australian people.
Sorry, Senator Hanson, I will ask you to...
Seekers, who are all about real talk on issues that matter. All right, let's jump into this electrifying moment from the Australian Parliament that had everyone buzzing. Picture this. Pauline Hanson, the fiery leader of One Nation, standing tall and unyielding in a sea of interruptions, channeling the frustrations of everyday Aussies fed up with skyrocketing immigration levels. It all kicked off when she sought to respond to a motion by Senator Faruqi on social cohesion, but got shut down cold. Not one to back off, Hanson invoked a procedural move to suspend standing orders, insisting she deserved her say after being sidelined the day before. What followed was a masterclass in parliamentary drama. Her voice cutting through like a thunderclap, as she praised the thousands who rallied under the Aussie flag against mass migration, calling out the Greens for their hypocrisy in slamming these peaceful protesters as neo-Nazis, while turning a blind eye to violent anti-Israel demos fueling antisemitism. Amid constant points of order from Senator McKim, who kept crying foul on relevance and personal attacks, Hanson didn't flinch. She flipped the script, accusing the Greens of despising Aussie freedoms and pushing a radical agenda that leaves ordinary folks homeless amid housing crises and eroding national identity. The chair tried to keep things civil, but Hanson's passion shone through. She highlighted how One Nation and Bob Katter were the only pollies brave enough to join the March for Australia, standing shoulder to shoulder with silenced citizens demanding unity over division. It's a raw snapshot of a nation at a crossroads. Rent soaring, streets filling with tents, and a government under Albanese that's mute on the chaos. Hanson's defiance wasn't just talk, it was a rallying cry for Aussies to reclaim their flag, their values, and their future. This clash exposes the widening rift between elites cozy with multiculturalism at any cost and the heartland crying, "We want our country back." If this sparks something in you, drop a like and share your thoughts below. What do you think about these protests? Let's keep the conversation going.